and Spillage. Check. If I need anything, check the chat. Okay, I don't need anything now, but just look at it occasionally.
Gotcha. All right, cue the music. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some football? Hello, everybody. Spillidge here, alongside Boredy McBored, and today we're going to get into some good old-fashioned Madden NFL 22 action. How are you doing today, Boredy?
I am feeling good. I am ready for some football. You know, last week we saw really exciting games from the Steelers and the Raiders, and also the Kansas City Baltimore game. Whoa, wow. Was that not only a good game in simulation, it also was a good game in real life. We are hoping for the same this week as we see the Chicago Bears go against the Cleveland Browns, and then also on our later slate, we see the Seattle Seahawks go against the Minnesota Vikings.
Absolutely, absolutely. And but before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, just want to give our heartfelt our hearts goes out to the people of Haiti, because they definitely went through a lot over the past year and a half, to say the least. Dealing with internal conflicts at their homeland, and also what's worse, the devastating earthquake that basically pummeled the island, and what's even worse, because of the unfair treatment that they received from our own government, you know what I'm saying? And it's just it's really heartbreaking to see, the Haitians go through it like that. And so my heart goes out to each and every last one of them. And if you are a viewer who are from Haiti originally, I just want you to know that not everyone in the government represents the American people. Not all Americans are like that.
I just want to say, as a first-generation American, that this comes close to home. Many of my family are Caribbean people, and I know a lot of Haitian people. I'm part of an organization that does wellness towards Haiti. So this past week has been devastating. Honestly, our policy when it comes to helping those who are disadvantaged, especially from outside the country, for certain people we open them with open arms, and other people we have to fight through so many hoops and hurdles that no one ever sees. So really wishing my heart towards Haitians. It's unfair what this country has done to them, and what they've gone through, and they continue to see injustices. So really hoping the best for the people of Haiti, and hoping that they can find their way into stability financially, into a country that cares and respects them, because unfortunately right now that is not happening in their home country, and that's not happening right now in our country, in part because we've made it hard for them to exist, not only internally in their home country, but also here as well. So our hearts go out to them, for sure.
Absolutely. If there's any charities that are available to help out the people in Haiti, then whatever you can, whenever you can, just give. You know what I'm saying? Because the Haitians are in dire need right now.
Yes, I would also like to shout out the organization I work under. It's all called RFLM Foundation. You can donate to them. We're building schools into Haiti and trying to do some work to make sure that they can get a stable education, and also food as well. That's our current drive, a food drive, to make sure that we're leaving kids with at least, a couple meals in their bellies per day, because it's not always consistent that you get that.
And give them the information one more time, the website.
Yes, rfflmfoundation.org. There it's the Rose FL Fortune and Foundation. We make sure that we can build a school for Haitian children who are in 7th through 12th grade, and make sure that they can get books and clothing. And we're building a cafeteria in a new building, so that definitely any money is appreciated. It's not unfortunately going to the money towards the Haitians who are trying to cross the border, but it's going towards some Haitians in need. And Lord knows that with the way that we've treated that country, any help is good help. So really would appreciate that.
And that's what RFM.
Yes. I'll say it very slowly. RFLM Foundation.
LM
Yes.
Foundation. And what's the website?
RFLMfoundation.org.
Is it RFLMfoundation.org?
RoseFLMfortune.org. Making sure that we can help the people of Haiti. And in Twitch chat, I'll make sure that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm typing this on the chat for the viewers to see it.
I will make sure I get the exact chat to the exact website for you, just to make sure that is correct. Let me.
Okay, no problem.
Yes.
And
I apologize. A little bit of ADHD. It's RLFFOM.
RL.
Yes. FFOM.org. So I apologize for that.
Okay, it's RLFFOM.org.
Yes. Rose L. Fortune Faith Outreach Ministries. RLFFOM. I apologize for my earlier misspeaking. Again, we're trying to build a new school. Unfortunately, some of the development ended up not doing so well because of the earthquake. We're trying to redo that and also trying to build a cafeteria. But that's one way to donate. There are plenty more organizations. Just make sure that it's going towards the right people, and the people of Haiti can really help it. There are unfortunately a lot of people who are supposedly doing charitable work. It doesn't end up going to the island. That I can guarantee goes to the island and goes to the people of Haiti. But there are plenty more organizations. Make sure you're researching that, and make sure it's going to the right people as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go ahead and get into some Madden NFL football action.
Hey.
And over the past couple of weeks, yours truly, Spillidge here, alongside Boredy McBored, has been commentating on actual matchups, like the simulation of actual NFL matchups. And so now we're into week 3. And so week 3, we have 2 amazing matchups that we're going to commentate right here, starting with the Chicago Bears versus the Cleveland Browns. And I'm telling you, the question is, which defense will prevail? Will it be the Browns, or will it be Chicago Bears? We will find out soon enough, Boredy.
Yeah, and you know what? Unfortunately for the Chicago Bears defense, you might have Khalil Mack, but unfortunately, I feel like it's the offense that's limited the amount of potential that this defense could have. But luckily for not Vikings fans, I apologize. That's a little bit later. Not so lucky for Vikings fans because they are in the same division. Luckily for Chicago Bears fans, it is your view into the future, because we just got word of it today. Justin Fields, who could potentially be the perennial starter, at least for the next, let's say, 10, 20 years. Let's see how long. Maybe he has a Tom Brady career. Maybe he doesn't have a Tom Brady career. Maybe only a couple. But he's about to start for the Chicago Bears for his first official start in the NFL. I'm super excited to see him because he's done amazing things in college.
Absolutely. He was such a legend over at the Ohio State. Really made a name for himself, and especially the way he played against the Clemson Tigers. But now we're going to see how he holds up in the pros because right now, the matchup between Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns are now over at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. And ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because here come some football.
Oh yeah, week 3 starting off in action. You know, I'm really excited. Like I said, we're gonna see this Cleveland Browns offense do some damage. Also Chicago having their first time starter in the quarterback action. But I'd love to also see Cleveland. They've had a string of injuries. They've had an injury to Jarvis Landry. He should be out for about 6 weeks. We also have a shoulder injury to Baker Mayfield. We'll see how that affects this team going forward.
Absolutely. And the Browns receive the ball first. And here are the starting lineup for the Cleveland Browns. We have quarterback Baker Mayfield, number 6. Nick Chubb, running back, number 24. Kareem Hunt, the secondary running back, number 27. Fullback Andy Janovic, number 31. Donovan Peoples-Jones, wide receiver, number 11. The secondary wide receiver, number 10, Andy Schwartz of Auburn. Odell Beckham Jr., wide receiver, number 13. Secondary, Rashard Higgins, wide receiver, number 82. And former Atlanta Falcon tight end, Austin Hooper, number 81. And David Njoku, number 85, the tight end.
So, you know, with Jarvis Landry out, it is all the more important that Odell Beckham really shines and finds that connection with Baker Mayfield. He definitely hadn't had that his first couple of years in Cleveland. Hopefully after this injury, hopefully him being the primary target, he can start to get a little bit more love on this offense, because they're definitely going to need it with unfortunately Jarvis hurt.
All right, and for the defense of the Chicago Bears, the starting defensive end Bilal Nichols, number 98. Defensive tackler, number 96, Akeem Hicks. Nose tackle, number 91, Eddie Goldman. Linebacker, number 52, dangerous Khalil Mack. Linebacker number 94, Robert Quinn. Linebacker number 44, Alec Ogletree. And linebacker number 58, Roquan Smith.
Yeah. So you have two really good players in Roquan Smith, and then you also have Khalil Mack too. It's going to be interesting to see how this team does against this stout defense, because the Browns are all about building on their running game. They have Nick Chubb. They have Kareem Hunt. So it'll be interesting to see if this defense can contain this explosive running offense, like they just did, Spillidge.
And just like that, Nick Chubb didn't go anywhere, because number 96 stopped him on his tracks. That was Akeem Hicks.
Yeah, you know, speaking into existence and fruition, it's going to be a battle between the offensive line and defensive line. You know, that's not really a sexy matchup to sell. You like to sell the star players, the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers, and the DBs. But it's up to that front line to really push and make sure they can get yardage for this offense to be at its maximum efficiency.
Absolutely, because defense always wins championships. And here comes, I was thinking that Baker Mayfield was going to keep going for a new set of downs, but I guess not. So now it's 4th and 9, and here comes the special team.
Yeah, look at that player chasing after Baker Mayfield. You know, that's one thing about this new NFL. We have players who are so fast in the defensive end spot. They can catch up to any quarterback. Doesn't matter how fast you are. So it's going to be interesting to see. Baker loves to operate outside the pocket if he continues to do that.
All right, and here comes the offense of the Chicago Bears starting lineup. Well, Andy Dalton is hurt in real life, but Justin Fields will start on the actual matchup this Sunday on Fox at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But number 14, Andy Dalton. Number 1, Justin Fields. Number 32, running back David Montgomery. The secondary running back, number 8, Damian Williams. Number 11, wide receiver Darnell Mooney. Secondary, number 10, Demary Bird. Number 10, wide receiver Marquise Goodwin, number 84. And number 15, Nasimba Webster. The secondary wide receiver. Wide receiver number 12, Allen Robinson. Secondary wide receiver number 19, Brashad Perriman. Number 85, Cole Kmet. And the secondary tight end number 80, the former Saint and Seahawk tight end, Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, so it's going to be really exciting, obviously, to see a new quarterback in Chicago. They had been waiting for so long to finally have a quarterback that wasn't average, but actually brings them to the promised land, is actually great. And that's what Justin Fields has the potential to do. I am going to keep a note on who benefits from this move. I think David Montgomery will really benefit. Rushing quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks, they really help the offensive game of running backs. He's looking for a big boost in production.
All right, 3rd and 5. Looking for a 3rd down conversion, and it's complete.
Ooh.
And that was Damian Williams, number 8. Great job by the wide receiver and the QB.
And I don't know if it's the video games or what. That looked like a Justin Fields type move from Andy Dalton. Moving out the pocket, finding someone deep down the field. That's not really a go-to for Andy Dalton, but maybe you might see that more from the quarterback that will start, Justin.
Maybe. 1st and 10, ball on the 48-yard line, and complete to number 85, and that was Cole Kmet.
Yes, and this Cleveland defense, it has potential to be really, really special. In that back little corner and the players on the ends, the DBs. It'll be interesting to see how they do. You have Greedy Williams back there. You have Denzel Ward. They're really great. So if they can make sure that they're locked down, this defense can really shine because we already know about that front 4.
Absolutely. And speaking of defense, here's the starting defense lineup for the Cleveland Browns. Defensive end, number 95, Myles Garrett. Number 97, defensive tackler, Malik Jackson. Defensive tackler number 58, Malik McDowell. Number 90, linebacker, dangerous Jadeveon Clowney. Number 51, linebacker, Mac Wilson. And linebacker number 56, Malcolm Smith.
Jadeveon Clowney. Everyone says that Jadeveon will really help Myles Garrett eat up those blocks and make sure that he can get to the promised land, the quarterback.
All right, and quick tackle to David Montgomery for just a 4-yard gain, and that was Malik McDowell for the stop.
Yeah, we talk about how much defensive line matter. It matters here too. Making sure to contain the running game that Chicago leans on because Andy Dalton.
All right. And a costly drop for a 3rd conversion fail. And now it's 4th and 6. Ball on the 28-yard line. And here comes the kicker.
You hear the boo birds. Y'all should be actually cheering because look at that stop by this defense. Browns, like I said, looking a little scary on D.
The kick is up, and the kick is good for the first points of the game. The score, Chicago Bears 3, Cleveland Browns 0.
You know, no one likes to have your first drive and not get anything. So very good on Chicago, especially in this dangerous offense and defense, getting some points early because they will need it going forward.
But in a sense, it is kind of a victory for the Cleveland Browns defense. I'd rather my opponent scores 3 than 7.
And listen, we know how dangerous this offense can be as long as Baker Mayfield is playing up to the par that he can, all right? You have 2 dangerous running backs. You have dangerous wide receivers. You have a great offensive line. They can come back from any score. So really good stop by the defense to make sure that they didn't get 7 early.
And number 30 got stopped on his tracks right here. And my goodness, that was a great stop. So, second drive of the game coming up, and here comes Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, he can be up, he can be down. We remember his great rookie season. We remember the years afterwards. Unfortunately, they had an opportunity against Kansas City to come back. He threw an interception, but he held his own versus the Texans. Let's hope we get good Baker instead of bad Baker. They will need it.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. Here comes the handoff. Oh my goodness, what a tackle by number 58. Wow, Roquan Smith just almost took off the head of the running back. That was Nick Chubb.
You know, they're both from Georgia, so, it's a little bit of, old teammates going against each other. You gotta let them know, hey, buddy, I'm out here, too. You remember this from practice. Now it's on game day.
And here comes Baker Mayfield, and he's scrambling, and my goodness, he fumbled the football. He didn't take it. Oh, my goodness. And I'm talking about Chicago defense is all over the place and forced Baker Mayfield to turn over the football.
What did I just talk about? The turnovers when it comes to Baker Mayfield, and you cannot play against this stout front 7 from this Chicago Bears. The Bears are feeling good. Let's hope Andy Dalton can use this short field position to go into the end zone, unlike last time, only getting 3 points.
And of all the defensive players to run into, Baker Mayfield ran into Khalil Mack, and he forced the fumble. And my goodness, I know he's regretting that right now. 1st and 10, ball on the 49-yard line, midfield. Pressure's coming. Here comes the pass to number 12. And that was Allen Robinson for the completion.
I'm very surprised that Allen Robinson continued to stay in the Chicago Bears. He was offered the money, so he chose the secure payday. Better to get paid by the people you know rather than the other teams you don't know. And luckily, you got a young quarterback that has potential.
All right, 2nd and 5. Ball was on the 44-yard line. Now it's on the 39-yard line, courtesy of David Montgomery for a new set of downs.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully David Montgomery, with this new quarterback, mobile quarterbacks really open up the offense. He can open up his game with that because he kind of had an up and down, good the first week, not good the second week. But at the end of the first quarter, the Chicago Bears up 3 against the Cleveland Browns. Spillidge, how you liking this game so far?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far. Both defenses are really making an impact already. 1st and 10, ball on the 39-yard line, and here comes the snap. And here comes the handoff, and here comes David Montgomery, and he's bulldozing his way for a few yards.
The bulldozer. If you ever watched, King of the Hill, you love your running backs to have that gumption, can run people over. That's what you want to see more from David Montgomery.
Absolutely. Great 6-yard gain by David Montgomery. 2nd and 4, ball on the 33-yard line. Here comes the snap. And looks like the hand. Oh, play action. Here comes the pressure. He broke a tackle. And just like that, number 12 and that was Allen Robinson got stopped. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. See, that's the exact type of play that we want to see them run on Sunday for Justin Fields. Easy completions to sort of get your rookie feeling nice, because it could be really scary starting for your first time with the speed that the NFL has, especially as a quarterback.
And incomplete. Andy Dalton overthrew the ball a little bit, and the wide receiver didn't see the pass. So it's incomplete. 2nd and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. And so far, so good. The Cleveland Browns got a little break there. Let's see if they can stop the drive.
So, Spillage, we're having this transition from Andy Dalton to Justin Fields as, Andy Dalton makes another incomplete pass. Do you see this as a potentially, game changer for the current Chicago Bears team to switch those quarterbacks?
Honestly, I do not know, honestly. I truly believe in Justin Fields' ability.
Yeah.
I truly believe that he will make some great plays. But we're going to see, because, it's a lot different from college football. I mean, this is the National Football League. This is the big leagues. This is the pros. This is something that you've been looking forward to, looking forward to your whole life. And so you gotta make the play. It's make it or break it for Justin Fields.
I feel my only solace is, even if he struggles initially, which most rookie quarterbacks do, as we see that click, did it go in? It is good. So that's 3 more points on the board for the Chicago Bears team. Him having that rushing ability can really bail him out when he has his uneven days, which all rookie quarterbacks end up having.
And that is a fantastic point, Bordy. And the score is 6 Chicago Bears, Cleveland Browns, nothing. Still a 1 possession game. And we're in the middle of the second quarter. All right, and here comes the special teams with the kick.
Doing baseball chants over there, the PA.
I know, right? I thought we was doing MLB The Show or something. I don't know, but anyway.
Right. Well, I'm sure Chicago fans hope that they have the success that their Cubs have had after 100 years of disappointment finally turning around. It feels like there's been 100 years of disappointment for the Chicago Bears. So hopefully with Justin Fields, he can make this turnaround.
Right, and Chicago Bears, ever since 2006, they've been having ups and downs for a couple of seasons, couple of QB switches, but they're slowly but surely getting their teams together. And what a great tackle by number 94, and that was Robert Quinn to make the stop, and a completion for a 6-yard gain to Jarvis Landry, which he is currently injured right now.
Yeah, he is currently injured. We won't be seeing him on Sunday. But going back to, having that, since 2006, they had Jay Cutler, who was a good quarterback, but he wasn't a great quarterback, right? I guess he's probably in that Andy Dalton, that Jared Goff line where, he's above that, I would feel. But, he just didn't do enough, as we see a first down right there by Kareem Run. Good run, especially against this stout defense. We want to see more. They want to see more from Chicago Bears, their quarterback. They want a star. And, we talk about not knowing with Justin Fields. He has at least the potential for stardom. So that has to feel good for them.
And let me also point, as far as Jay Cutler is concerned.
Yeah.
Now, you can be a decent QB, but that doesn't make you a good leader, if it makes sense.
Yes.
And,
that makes perfect sense.
There was a lot of turmoil over at the sidelines and the locker room under his tenure, but now that the QB situation is finally settled, let's see what Chicago can do under different leadership. 1st and 10, Ball on the 46-yard line, and here comes, look, Nick Chubb, former Auburn Tiger, that is down, and that's a 5-yard gain.
He was also a Georgia Bulldog, so shout out
Georgia
to the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs?
A lot of
that's
Georgia
right.
Bulldogs.
I'm mistaken him with. I'm sorry. I'm
No, you're
mistaken
fine.
him with the running back from who is currently. I don't know if he's currently with Detroit right now.
DeAndre Swift.
No, not DeAndre Swift. He's with Georgia. I was talking about the running back before him.
Ooh, that with the Lions. Ooh.
He started with the Lions. I'm sure of it.
Started just something Williams. I forget his first name.
It'll come to me. I promise you, it'll come to me. 3rd and 5, ball on the 41-yard line.
And you talked about that fringe quarterback. I feel like Baker Mayfield is that fringe guy, you know. We hope that he was great his rookie year. As you see, wide open. Look at that, gaining about 15, 16 yards right there. A little check down to Kareem Hunt, who is a great pass catcher. Browns fans are really hoping he can hold it together and be good enough to not just lead them, but to also make some plays of his own. Towards the end of the game, sometimes he has it, sometimes he doesn't. So they hope that he can kind of get to that next level and not just be like okay or a good quarterback, a great quarterback.
Absolutely. Baker Mayfield representing the University of Oklahoma, and he's out here representing Cleveland right now with a great completion to number 13, and you know his name. Odell Beckham Jr., former LSU Tiger.
OBJ. Now that's something that we want to see more of from Browns fans. For whatever reason, they're two good players, Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham. They just haven't been on the same page. So I'm really hoping that this year they could turn around. You don't have Jarvis Landry. You're going to lean on him more. Also, look out for another rookie to get some shine, to get some opportunities in the Cleveland Browns. As we go to the end zone, incomplete, unfortunately. But look out for Anthony Schwartz. He's had amazing first couple games as a rookie for this Browns team.
Absolutely. 2nd and goal, ball on the 5-yard line. Cleveland in the red zone for the first time of the game. Pressure's coming. And the pass is complete to number 90. Touchdown, Cleveland. And that was Jarvis Landry.
Man, Jarvis Landry, he's been Mr. Do-It-All for this Browns team because, Odell Beckham hasn't been on the same page, but he's been on the same page with Baker Mayfield. Look at that, relatively wide open considering the coverage. You can't do that to Jarvis. He's too dangerous, man.
Absolutely, and let me correct myself, that was number 80, not 90, number 80. And Jarvis Landry putting the points on the board for Cleveland for the first time in this game. The kick is up, and the kick is good to take the lead. And the score, Cleveland Browns 7, Chicago Bears 6.
I like this game back and forth, only a point differential. It almost halfway through. This Browns team is really good. Defense has made sure that the Chicago Bears team hasn't been able to get into the end zone. Can they get in? I hope so. The fans hope so. Let us see after this kickoff.
Absolutely. And as we stated before, Bordy, it's a defensive game.
Yeah, it is a defensive game, especially with these quarterbacks. You don't know what version of them you're going to get. So this defense, we know we are going to get some ballers every single time. They've held firm. And let's see if these offenses can sort of switch it around, or we'll see more of the same.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. All right, here we go. Here comes the snap. Pass complete to number 11, and that was Darnell Mooney. And a timeout is called.
So as a timeout is happening, only a minute left, we could talk a little bit about other things that have happened in this league. Any interesting storylines? I know you're talking a little bit about the Falcons.
Yes, and right now they're licking their wounds right now after a crushing defeat by the defending Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, man, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You talk about a dangerous team. You know, they looked amazing in the first couple quarters. Kind of fell off a little bit at the end, but was able to piece it back together. You know, Tom Brady is looking as young as ever. My goodness, what is he taking to look so good? It can't all be just avocado ice cream.
I don't know what his diet regimen is, but I would like to know so I could try it myself. And my goodness, did you see the double stiff arm by number 8, Damian Williams? Good grief, he bulldozed 2 defenders.
The spirit of Derrick Henry took him over. Get off of me again. Look at like Adrian Peterson back in the day. A good stiff arm is a great highlight. And to get 2 on the same play, my goodness, that's how you know you balling.
Absolutely, and a great run by Damian Williams. And that definitely moved the chains. 1st and 10, ball on the 32-yard line. We got less than 30 seconds left on the clock for the first half of the game, and here comes Damian Williams again, and a second timeout is called.
Ooh, see, they've gotten close, but can they finally get into the end zone with 16 seconds left? Probably not likely. Andy Dalton's gonna have to pick his game up, be aggressive, get into the end zone, and try to make sure you can get a score instead of just getting field goals.
By the looks of it, they were setting up for a PAT, and I was correct because here comes the PAT. Oh. The kick is up, and the kick is good for the lead.
See, how do you feel about that with 16 seconds left? Because I feel like a giving up. It's your first down. You have 16 seconds left. You have some timeouts. Oh, you don't have any timeouts. I apologize. But I would make sure, at least try to see if he can make a shot play, Spillidge.
Yeah, I believe they with 16 seconds off on the clock, they had enough time for 2 plays. One play just to see if they could reach the end zone, second play to spike the football, and then the third play to kick.
But, we talk about that all the time. I believe it was during the Houston, Texas, the Cleveland Browns saw this too. Took a time, declined a penalty that would have granted them better field position and just kick the ball away, even that. A lot of these players, a lot of these coaches, they don't have the cojones that you really need in order to make sure you can get points on the board. You got to be aggressive, and I don't think that was a very aggressive call. Don't play it safe. Scared money don't make money.
Absolutely not. He said you don't have the cojones. And complete to number 27, and that was Kareem Hunt.
I even though it doesn't seem like they're going to get very far, you only have one more play here. Maybe you try to, throw it into the end zone. But I do like the aggressiveness. Try to see if there's something on the board, unlike Chicago.
All right, 3 seconds left in the first half. Deep pass coming. Oh, throwing in a Hail Mary. And complete. Wow.
Oh, it actually did complete. Well, complete, but unfortunately, since there's only 3 seconds, we're going to the next quarter. So good shot by Baker Mayfield, but no cigar. As you see the score, Chicago 9, the Browns 7.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying this as much as we do, as much as we are right now. And here comes the second half of the game. The score, Chicago 9, Cleveland 7. In the first half, Cleveland received the ball first. Now it's Chicago's turn.
Yes, and just a quick reminder to viewers to make sure that you're following Spot On Sports on all social medias. That's Spot On Sports on Instagram, Spot On Sports 17 on Facebook, and Spot_on Sports on Twitter.
All right. And also be sure to follow Boredy McBored and Spillidge as well. And a big shout out to Tony Monk and Spot On Sports. All right. And here comes the return and stop on the 29-yard line.
So, what did you see that you really liked from both of these teams, Spillidge?
Defense. Defense. Because my goodness, when I tell you that the defense are putting in the work, they're really putting in the work.
Yeah, and with the rookie quarterback and all the injuries, again, I would like to emphasize that Baker Mayfield also has a shoulder injury, so we'll see how that affects his play. With the rookie and with the Browns having some injury circumstances, I think we'll see this on Sunday too. Nice stout defensive play as we see an incomplete from Andy Dalton.
And Boredy, remember when I made that mistake of Nick Chubb going to Auburn? I mistaked him with Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson went to Auburn and started his NFL career over at Detroit. Unfortunately, he was plagued with injuries.
Yeah. I was going to ask what was the last team that he was on, but, plagued with injuries, that sounds like a, unfortunately, out the league situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And a great catch by Darnell Mooney. And right now, the 3rd and inches, ball on the 39-yard line. I was about to say move the chains, but there are a few inches short of that.
Oh, but I like that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I like going for something. Let's see what they do.
And an easy 2-yard gain, courtesy of David Montgomery, number 32, for a new set of downs. Now the chains are moving.
And, even though it was an easy in result, probably not an easy decision when you have players, that stout defensive line looking at you. You have Roquan Smith also to clean up afterwards as well. So, good job getting those yardage. That line worked hard for it.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball on the 41-yard line. All right, here comes a little too anxious on the pass.
Yeah.
The pass is incomplete.
And if I were a Chicago Bears fan, I'd be ripping my hair out, man. Andy Dalton hasn't been as accurate as you would like. He hasn't been doing as much as you would like. And, they've had opportunities, just haven't had the aggressive play from quarterback.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10, ball on the 41-yard line. Deep pass and intercepted by number 20. And that was Newsome with the interception.
Greg Newsome, the 1st-round pick out of Northwestern. That Northwestern defense was so great in part because of his ball hawking skills. Well, guess what? Your first career interception for you.
And what a way to kickstart your NFL career with the first interception of the career of Greg Newsome. Great job by number 20.
So many firsts for these young players is very inspiring to see. There are a lot of players who go throughout their whole career, throughout a whole season, don't really get that opportunity. So to do it so early is spelling great news for him and for the Cleveland Browns defense.
Absolutely. And as I stated before, defense. Oh my goodness! Is that a safety?
It's dang close, okay? Dang close. They might give him the blessing like they did Russell Wilson during that overtime loss that they have on the 2-yard line. But oh my gosh, I know Baker Mayfield was sweating, hoping that he didn't give it up for his team.
Oh man, and what a play by Khalil Mack again.
Return of the Mac, once again, return of the Mac. Oh my gosh. That's
and
what
I mean,
Baker
Khalil
Mayfield
Mack
does.
is just treating Baker Mayfield like a midnight snack. 2nd and 21, ball on the 2-yard line, and intercepted again.
Whoa!
Pick 6.
No. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. They are so lucky that was not a pick 6, because when you are in that close yardage situation, you're basically guarantee you going to the house. Alec Overtree, a lot of first-time interceptions in this game. Well, guess what? Adding another one to the list. Ogletree, get that int.
And what a way to make up from the last drive. And they're on the 2-yard line right where they left off.
Yeah, right? They were on the 2-yard line. Now they're giving it up to the other team on the 2-yard line. But now it's important for this Bears team to score. You almost hope that they got into the end zone, because they haven't had a lot of success so far in the game.
All right, 1st and goal. And just like that, touchdown! Chicago!
Did the spirit of Justin Fields take over Andy Dalton? It looked like it. I normally do not like Andy Dalton going in between the tackles to end up into the end zone. But hey, as long as he hit the pay dirt, go ahead, hit it, and get that TD.
And Andy Dalton felt froggy and decided to jump. But wait a minute, it doesn't look like the ball broke the plane. I wonder if the booth is going to challenge that.
Well, I hope they do. I hope they do. Because if I were his coach, timeout, 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 timeout. Do they get it off? They do.
Oh, wow. And the kick is good. No challenge on the booth. Wow. The score is Chicago 16, Cleveland 7.
You know, all those Cleveland fans are muttering under their breath, cursing out the officiating crew. Oh my goodness. They're going to look back at that, maybe, hopefully not in regret. Baker Mayfield needs to come back huge, because they are down huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to put somebody's smile up, turn somebody's smile upside down over at the stands. Because it looked pretty sketchy. It didn't look like the ball broke the plane, but there was no challenge, so we're moving on. Here comes the kick.
We got to make sure that none of these NFL referees are pulling a Donahue type situation, you know, playing it up with a little bit of these sports betting crews, okay?
I mean, you know something, when it comes to close games like this one, Bordy, I mean, every challenge counts.
Yeah.
Every play counts. Every yard counts. And, I mean, I feel like I would, if I was a coach, I would have challenged that, honestly.
Yes, definitely.
All right, and Nick Chubb with a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6, ball on the 29-yard line. This has been an exciting game so far, Bordy.
This has been an exciting game. I tell you what, the Cleveland Browns have been a part of a string of exciting games, you know. Of course, the first game against the Kansas City Chiefs, that's always going to be fun when you're watching the Chiefs and the Browns go against each other. But then you also had an unexpected, really fun game against the Texans. Tyrod Taylor was balling until he got hurt. David Mills, not so much. So hopefully, you know, go and get a string of rookies, hoping that they can get some W's underneath them.
And once again, number 85 just stiff-arming 2 defenders, and that was Njoku, the tight end.
Njoku hasn't had as much success this year as he had 2 years ago, but they're hoping he could pick it back up, because this guy has potential to really be a great player. But Austin Hooper has been taking up some of his snaps, so we'll see.
Absolutely, absolutely. 1st and 10 Ball on the 43-yard. Oh my goodness, he got room to run, and that was Nick Chubb for a new set of downs.
That boy, Nick Chubb. I want you all, as he does the ducky, looking so fresh, so clean, so fresh, so clean. Look at him in high school, okay? This boy has always been big out the womb, trucking and bumbling towards players, but he's fast too. Use that speed to get out the edge. Got a first down and more.
And the last thing the Chicago defense want to do is give Nick Chubb some breathing room to run.
Yeah. I tell you what, Nick Chubb is not thought of often because you hear Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, and Alvin Kamara. They have the splashy plays, right? But he's right there in the top 5, top 3 to me when it comes to excellent running backs in this league. He's proving it in the game.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8, ball on the 40-yard line. Here comes Hunt again. And then number 44 went after him and took him down. And that was Alec Ogletree with the tackle.
You know, these linebackers are PO'd that they're getting all the work. Alec Ogletree got an interception earlier and now is trying to prove that, hey, Nick Chubb, you can't run over my defense. I'll run over you instead.
That's right. You hit me, I hit you right back. That's football for you. 3rd and 7, ball on a 38-yard line.
I also think that's ludicrous, too.
And here comes the pressure. On a deep pass, complete to number 81. And that was number 81. That was Austin Hooper, the former Atlanta Falcon.
And so what did I say? Austin Hooper's been taking up more of the snaps with David Njoku, but he's also been super fast. Also, like David Njoku, not as much as a bruiser, more of a quick guy, but really able to get some good yards. That's what we like to see out of your tight end.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the chains are moving, and Cleveland is driving. 1st and 10, ball on the 22-yard line. Here comes the pass. And complete. Oh, what a nice shoot move by Jarvis Landry, number 80.
Man, I know they're wishing that he could be on the field because he has potential to make plays like that. Get well soon, Jarvis Landry, because those plays will be missed.
Absolutely, and those plays will be needed in the near future as well.
Yeah.
2nd and 4, ball on the 16-yard line. Cleveland, steady driving, complete. Quick pass and complete to number 13. You know his name.
OBJ. He had potential if he tried to juke out that last defender to get into the end zone. So good job. Nice strong tackle right there because it could have been that close towards a touchdown.
All right, 1st and goal. Ball on the 8-yard line. Cleveland again in the red zone. Wide open to Austin Hooper again, number 81.
Ooh, he was so close. If he had ducked underneath those tackles, couldn't do it, but they're right there with those two backs. It seems inevitable that they'll get into the end zone.
All right. Now, if I were Baker Mayfield, I would be very careful because I wouldn't make the same mistake as last drive, and he learned from that mistake. He gave it to Kareem Hunt for the touchdown.
I told you, man, these running backs are crazy. When you have the 1-2 punch with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, as we see extra point is good, it becomes darn near impossible to stop the Browns, now only down 2.
Oh, yes, and what a way to end the 3rd quarter. A real nail-biter, folks. The score, Chicago 16, Cleveland Browns 14. It's going down to the wire, Bordy.
It's going down to the wire. These defenses have been doing their job, but now these offenses have been coming back and also gaining on these turnovers that we've been seeing between these two offenses. So I really want to see, will it be another deciding factor from these defenses to propel the offense to, the pay dirt, to a touchdown, to a W? We'll see in about 6 minutes, Spillidge.
Yes, we will find out indefinitely. Indefinitely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the kick. And here comes the return. And the ball will be spotted on the 27-yard line to kickstart the new drive for Chicago. Now, can Cleveland make the stop right here?
See, Cleveland has been doing a bend, not break offense, right? They've been allowing field goals, but they haven't been allowing them to get into the red zone, short of that last drive, which was basically right there on the end zone line, basically, right? So you want to make sure that they keep that up, keep stout, because this offense, Cleveland, can score again. I'm not sure if Chicago can return, so we'll see.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. Here comes the snap. Pressure's coming. Quick pass, complete to number 8. And broke one tackle and gained a new set of downs.
Yeah, Damian Williams, when you're coming from OU, you're more than likely a good wide receiver, right? So
Absolutely.
Doing this job, getting some yardage, you need that. Keep that drive alive.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball on the 39-yard line. All right, handoff to number 32, and quickly got put down by number 95, and that was Myles Garrett.
I was wondering when he'd show up. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. Been quiet all this time, but making noise when they need it. Good stop right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great stop by Myles Garrett. 2nd and 11, ball on the 37-yard line. Can they stop the drive? Looks like, Andy Dalton released the football right on time to avoid the sack.
What have I been saying this whole time? Andy Dalton's been playing like Justin Fields, but you ain't Justin Fields, baby. All right, didn't have anyone down the field, decided to make a play, but you need to have speed to do that. These defensive linemen are too fast. Track them down. Incomplete.
He heard the footsteps and wisely threw the ball away. And a costly drop. And that was the break Cleveland needed, and the crowd is going crazy.
The crowd's going crazy because it's been Chicago that's been shooting themselves in the foot on offense. Oh my gosh, they've had opportunities, they've had drops, they've had incompletions. Andy Dalton hasn't been as accurate. Now they're punting it away. Like I said, this Cleveland offense is so potent. They can make a score here. They'll need to score because I don't think 3 can do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And right now, the ball is on the 24-yard line, and here comes the Cleveland Browns offense.
So we're gonna see who's gonna be the big time player. I'll let you know. Baker Mayfield. No one active in the NFL has more fourth quarter interceptions when they need a score than Baker Mayfield. Hopefully, he does not do the same virtually or in real life.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 24-yard line. All right, here comes the snap. Oh my goodness, he got stopped right in his tracks by number 52.
Oh, those hospital balls. You wonder why Jarvis Landry ain't feeling so good? Because of plays like that. You can't pass those hospital balls. You need to preserve your wideout talent.
Absolutely, no gain on that play. 2nd and 10, ball on the 24-yard line. Pressure's coming, quick pass, and I'm talking about number 27, Kareem Hunt broke that tackle to avoid the loss of yards. Still no gain. 3rd and 10, and let me tell you, Cleveland defense is putting in that work.
Man, Roquan Smith is so freaking fast, all right? So fast, was able to recover after that stiff arm for his teammate. Because let me tell you something. If he didn't come there and he didn't tackle him, Kareem Hunt had all the space. It would have been game over. Huge game stopped.
Absolutely. 3rd and 10, incomplete to Austin Hooper for a new set of downs, and that was the last thing Chicago needed.
Austin Hooper is hooping right now. His 3rd interception. He's been coming up big in times when they need it. Now let's see if their 2 stars, whether it's Jarvis Landry or Odell Beckham Jr., can get into the end zone.
Or better yet, can they get the kicker close enough for a game-winning PAT? 1st and 10, ball on the 45-yard line. Baker with plenty of room. Oh, and Baker, I was surprised that he threw it. I mean, I actually thought he was going to scramble.
He learned his mistake from last time. He doesn't want to get hit by those linebackers again.
Absolutely not. He don't want none of Khalil Mack. So they gained 4 yards on that play. 2nd and 6, ball midfield.
Ball midfield. They've been doing a bad job at stopping them, but now it becomes a game for Chicago. Should they start using or consider to use these timeouts, and should Cleveland sort of milk this clock?
Oh my goodness! It is intercepted!
Wow!
Number 58!
Wow! Roquan Smith coming through, saving the day, getting a clutch interception right there. What did I say? No one has thrown more interceptions when their team needs it in the 4th quarter than Baker Mayfield, and unfortunately, he continues that streak.
And that pass bounced right off the intended receiver to the hands of Roquan Smith. Boy, I know that gotta hurt.
You know, and that's unfortunately a lot of Baker's interceptions, especially his 2nd year. Just bad luck off a receiver's hands, slippery conditions. Playing up north right there by a lake, it causes such crazy conditions for this team. And right now, they're hoping they can get a turnover, because if not, they will get a big L.
And at this rate, if this keeps up, Baker Mayfield will have plenty of time to do progressive commercials if he keep this up.
Hey, I'll tell you what, all right? They have some great actors. I don't know about winning, but they have some great actors on that team. Baker Mayfield's a great actor. Odell Beckham, the same. If they don't end up getting a Super Bowl, at least they'll have a job in media. I'll tell you that.
Oh, man. 2nd and 10, ball on the 45-yard line. The only thing left for them to do is just milk the clock and force Cleveland to burn some timeouts.
Yeah, I'd play by the CPU. That first play was, for whatever reason, a pass. They don't need to pass. Just milk the clock. You could pass right here, get maybe seal this game up, but I'm not sure.
All right, 3rd and it's intercepted! He broke the tackle! Can he keep going? And he does! He's still running! He broke another tackle! Oh my God, what an amazing play! And I'm telling you, I'm talking about the stadium is unglued right now.
I am off my seat, yelling and screaming, because oh my gosh, when I said I wasn't sure, I didn't expect this to happen. Troy Hill getting on the top of the hill, making sure that he can get on top of that ball, take it almost to the end zone. Now it's easy work for Cleveland here. They can make a shot at the end zone, or they can hit the field goal.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Ooh, it looked like it was too low.
Oh no.
Did he gain control?
It's a huge momentum play. It looks like they might grant it to him. Remember, the ball can touch the ground now as long as you have control. I'm hearing that's a pick, but do they call it?
Oh,
there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
And somebody is smiling from on high upon Cleveland right now, because just like that, Cleveland's in the red zone. The only thing left for them to do is just, now here's the thing. Now, if you're a coach, would you go for the 7 or would you go for the 3?
I'm going for the 7. I'm giving it to both of my great running backs here to try to go for 7. Mind you, Chicago's been doing an excellent job moving down the field with the running situation. They haven't been getting to the end zone, but they have been getting closer down the field. So if you get a touchdown right here, the game is over. I like being aggressive. You be aggressive because guess what? Scared money don't make no money.
Facts. And just like that, 2-minute warning. Both teams have 3 timeouts left. And there's 2 minutes left. Second and goal, ball on the 4-yard line. And here comes Baker. Here comes Baker Mayfield. Boy, what a nail biter that was.
Yeah, that was super close. I mean, Baker Mayfield does have a little bit of scoots, but you kind of don't like to see him out there with it being such close yardage like that. Maybe he can get in. He didn't. Oh, my gosh, only 2 yards left. They're going no huddle here. Will they give it to Nick Chubb?
Will it give it to Nick Chubb? Absolutely not. They gave it to number 85 for the touchdown.
Woo! Forget the ish. Look, Browns, it's the bad news Bears right now, throwing a crucial interception. Andy Dalton looking in shame, hoping he can carry his team back to the end zone because that's their only chance with 1:28 left to win this ball game.
And what a highlighter for Njoku, number 85. And that was the play the team needed. So will he be a hero for today? We'll find out in a few moments. Here comes the PAT. The kick is up. And the kick is good for the 4-point lead. The score, 5-point lead, the score, Cleveland 21, Chicago 16. Chicago must score a TD to win it.
And see, that's when you ask me, would I rather go for a touchdown or would I rather go to the field goal? I mean, I'd rather get points, right? But if I had a choice between the two, I'm going to the end zone because now you're in a case where the Chicago team has only been to the red zone, only been inside the red zone when they got a turnover. Now they have to do it on their own, and they haven't proven that they could.
All right, and here comes the kick. And here comes the return. And looks like Chicago was better off just simply taking a knee so they could at least start on the 25. But instead, it started on the 22-yard line.
Yeah, man, returners, I understand. You want to make a big play, but usually you're going to get yelled at if you make plays like that because usually you're a fringe starter as that returner. You don't want to do anything that might upset you, especially with this offense. They can't move on their own like that.
Absolutely, Bordy, because every play, every game, every win counts. 1st and 10, ball on the 22-yard line. Here comes the snap. Here comes the pressure. Here comes the pass. And number 11 made a completion. Will they do the no huddle? Guess not. That was Darnell Mooney.
You need to go no huddle here. Maybe they're trying to milk a little bit of that clock to make sure that Cleveland can't get the ball back because they haven't been stopped so far in this second half by this Bears defense.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 34-yard line. Quick snap complete. And a timeout hasn't been called yet. I'm a little surprised.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You can't get on that inside with only a couple seconds left. You have to go. You have to call a timeout because you are the Bears. You need all of this time.
All right, 2nd and 7, ball on the 38-yard line. Here comes the pass and complete. And went out of bounds to stop the clock wisely for a new set of downs.
That's good. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. Stopping the clock and a first down, that's what you want from this. That's what you want from this situation.
1st and 10, ball on the 49-yard line. Here comes the snap. Here comes the pressure. And here comes Andy Dalton. And here comes broke a a tackle for a new set of downs. And a timeout is called. 2nd and inches, ball on the 41-yard line. I actually thought it was a first down, but they're a few inches short.
You know, and I don't necessarily like the inside routes unless it's for a big game. Go more outside with this time left. Hold on to those timeouts.
2nd and inches, ball on the 41-yard line. Here comes the pass, and it's complete. And another timeout is called. Now keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, they must score a touchdown to win it, and they have less than 25 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, and that's why I didn't like all those short plays, because you have to start being aggressive. But that's against what Andy Dalton is used to, right? Being that aggressive quarterback. Hopefully that aggression doesn't end up with a pick.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 34-yard line. And all right, and here comes, and a quick tackle. Great job.
Terrible play. Just terrible. Terrible play. You're losing your last timeout, 16 seconds left. You don't go inside with that, especially with one timeout left.
Yeah, it looks like the coach is going to have some explaining to do to the general managers when they get back. 2nd and 5, ball on the 29-yard line. 16 seconds left on the clock. No timeouts left. Quick pass, and I don't know about that one, but they have enough time for a no huddle and one more play. Can they get one more play off on time? Does it look it? They're in the huddle. I'm confused. And game over.
Did Mac Nagy just decide, you know what? We're not going to beat them anyway. What's the point of this?
Wow, I don't know about that call, Bordy, but nevertheless, the game is over. And the final score, Cleveland 21, Chicago 16. What a game, Bordy.
What a game, what a game. Besides the questionable decisions over there in that last drive, it was prolific excitement going on. The defenses were making noise in the beginning, and then the offenses came through at the end off of defensive opportunities. 2 interceptions in that third quarter. It was exciting. Hopefully it could be as exciting on Sunday. Who do you feel wins in that matchup?
I will have to say defense will prevail.
Right.
And
yes.
if the injuries of Baker Mayfield continues to nag, then the Bears will definitely get the victory.
Yeah, man. I'm expecting big things from both Montgomery and Allen Robinson with Justin Fields. I feel like rookie quarterbacks go to that security blanket, and that's a good wide receiver. That's the great type of receiver for a young player. So we will see. I think defense, like you said, prevails. And really, it's going to be, can Baker hold on? I think it will be a last-minute type of game. I will say that, this is going back and forth in my head. I say a last-second field goal by the Browns, but I could easily see the Bears getting away with this one, giving Justin Fields not only his first career start, but his first career win.
And you will definitely see that matchup on Fox at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you'll definitely see that matchup. But coming up next is the Vikings versus the Seahawks, and this is going to be a good one. Now, due to time constraints, I reduced the time to 4 minutes. So we will start this matchup. All right, so what are your thoughts on this one, boys?
This one is going to be really exciting, especially because the Seahawks and the Vikings were both on the bad side of really close games that could have been anyone's. And unfortunately, they lost. The Seahawks losing to the last second to the Titans by who else but Derrick Henry, ripping the hearts out of everyone that he plays against, including the Seahawks defense. But then you also have the Minnesota Vikings. They could easily be 2-0, but unfortunately, last minute situations, Kirk Cousins being up and down, just the kicker being off track. just bad situations. So I'm hoping that the Seahawks can kind of turn it around. That's who I'm seeing to be the winner in this. But you never know, because the Vikings have been a good team. They just can't finish, unfortunately.
Absolutely. And right now, Minnesota is hosting and Seattle is visiting. And it's taking place over the U.S. Bank Stadium over at Minneapolis, Minnesota. 1st and 10, ball on the 21-yard line. Oh, my goodness. And I mean, Carson just got crushed on the first play of the game. Now, the starting lineup for the Seattle Seahawks, QB number 3, Russell Wilson. Running back number 32, Chris Carson. Secondary running back, Rashad Penny, number 20. Fullback, number 44, that's Nick Belmore. Wide receiver, number 14, and that is DK Metcalf. Secondary wide receiver, number 18, that is Freddie Swain. Wide receiver, number 16, and that is Tyler Lockett. Second string wide receiver, Dwayne Eskridge. Tight end, number 81, and that is Gerald Everett. And backup tight end, number 89, and that's Will Dissly. And the starting lineup for the defense of the Minnesota Vikings, defensive end number 99, Danielle Hunter. Number 94, defensive end, Dalvin Tomlinson. Number 58, defensive tackler, Michael Pierce. Defensive end, number 98, that's DJ Woonen. Number 59, linebacker, Nick Vigil. Number 54, linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And linebacker number 55, Anthony Barr. 2nd and 6, ball on the 40-yard line.
You know, what has Russ been complaining about since he's basically come to the Seahawks? It's about, 1, letting Russ cook, and 2, having an offensive line that can really help him. Now, he has been cooking earlier this year. Tyler Lockett's been on the receiving end of a lot of deep bombs. DJ Metcalf, a little bit quieter, but still racking up a lot of yards. But this offensive line is still a little bit iffy, and you definitely need this head coach for the Seahawks really trust in his quarterback, all right? Because he's kind of been a little bit in and out, and you really want to see him do well because Pete Carroll, if you give trust in your superstar quarterback, good things happen. We saw that with the Ravens and John Harbaugh.
Right. Now, there's no denying the game management of Pete Carroll. I mean, the man won the college football national championship under University of Southern California and won the Super Bowl, which is a feat that a few coaches accomplish.
Yes, definitely. He's definitely a special player, definitely a special coach. Really trusts and fortifies, you know, on the rushing ability. But I think if they really air out this passing game, it's seeming like they're doing that, at least so far. You know, they still seemed that earlier in the year, last year, and then kind of fell off. I really want them to just really be free and let Russell Wilson do his thing, because when that happens, good things happen.
Absolutely. And here comes the starting lineup for the Minnesota Vikings. Number 8, quarterback, Kirk Cousins. Oh my goodness, if only Dalvin Cook would stay on his feet, it definitely would have been a touchdown. And speaking of speedy, representing Florida State Seminoles, running back number 33, Dalvin Cook.
Man, there's something different in that Florida water, okay? They are just so fast down there, and Dalvin Cook is the epitome of that. If he would have stayed on balance, that would have been to the house, no problem. He has been carrying this team just like Adrian Peterson did back in the day. Continue to carry, young man, because you're very, very good.
And that's a great comparison, Bordy, because let me tell you something. The last thing you want is to give Dalvin Cook a little spotlight, a little room to breathe. That's the last thing you want if you're a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they do things a little bit differently. Adrian Peterson was a little bit more power. Dalvin Cook is speed all day, a little bit Jamal Charles-like. But when it comes to putting the team on their back for this Minnesota Vikings, they both do the same thing, just like AP, getting yards all day. So hopefully their quarterback can cook off play action, just like he did just there, a little bit of yards. Hopefully they can get a bigger completion next time they run it.
And I mean, Kirk Cousins was basically meditating inside the QB pocket plenty of time. But all of that just for a 3-yard gain. 3rd and 7, ball on a 31-yard line. Continue on with the lineup for the Vikings offense. Fullback number 30, C.J. Ham. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, number 18. Wide receiver, number 19, Adam Thielen. Backup, number 15, wide receiver, Amir Smith-Morset. Tight end, number 83, Tyler Conklin. And tight end backup, number 89, that's Chris Herndon. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so you talked a little bit about how the Seahawks just Kirk Cousins was standing in the pocket all day, which is great for Kirk Cousins, but really bad for the Seahawks defense. They have been looking for a pass rusher for quite some time, ever since they got rid of the Legion of Boom. They've been looking for someone to really just, attack that quarterback. In fact, their best pass rusher might just be their safety, Jamal Adams. You don't want a safety being your best pass rusher. You want more production from that unit.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball on the 41-yard line. And the gain of 3 yards, courtesy of Dalvin Cook. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the starting lineup for the Seattle Seahawks defense. And you were speaking of defense earlier. Defensive end, number 51, that's Kerry Hyder. Number 99, defensive tackler, Al Wood. Number 10, defensive end, Benson Mayowa. Number 97, defensive tackler, Poona Ford. All right, number 52, defensive end, Darnell Taylor. Number 56, linebacker, Jordan Brooks. Linebacker, number 54, and that's Bobby Wagner. And safety, DJ Reed, number 9.
So they have some really good players scattered out all around, right? You have Bobby Wagner. Of course, we know how great he's been. His 9th year in the league has continued to be a star for this team. You have players like Trey Flowers, who are very good. And then you also have Jamal Adams, who has been a perennial Pro Bowl player, but they're really hoping that this defense can really hold up, because this offense has a chance to be really special and explosive, but they need help from that defense to make sure that they can allow Russ to guess what, cook.
Absolutely. And the last thing you want is for Russell Wilson to get in the zone.
Yes, you want Russ cooking. And if you're a Seahawks fan, you don't want Dalvin to cook, all right? You don't want it.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball on the 22-yard line. We got about almost a little over 2 minutes left of the first half. Quick pass. Oh, tried to stiff arm, but got double teamed. But nevertheless, it's a completion by DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf, man, you knew as soon as he was coming out, he was a beast. People were talking about how he wasn't a first round type of pick. Trust and believe, the production that he's had, he would have easily been worth it for a first round. Luckily, the Seahawks were able to pick him up in the second. My goodness, he's done nothing but work. Stellar player, stellar body. That dude is a beast, continuing to feast in this game.
Absolutely. 2nd and 1, ball on the 30-yard line. Quick pass, complete. Oh, it broke the tackle, number 81. And I'm talking about this man just completely just bulldozed his defender, and that was Gerald Everett, the tight end.
Yes, you definitely want to see that from players who aren't thought of as stars. You know, when you're a mobile quarterback, when you can trust your tight end, great things happen. They lost Jimmy Graham. It's nice to have some production from that T-end spot.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, the chains are moving. No score between both teams. 1st and 10, ball on the 47-yard line. Here comes the snap. And the quick pass. Oh, almost picked off.
Oh, man. You know, that can happen sometimes with Russell Wilson. He gets, like, very excited. You know what happens when you have a super smart quarterback? Instead of, you know, waiting for everything to form out, they can sometimes predetermine their moves. And unfortunately, that could have been an interception. Luckily for this team, they live another down, 2nd down and 10.
Absolutely, absolutely. Got to be careful on that one. 2nd and 10, ball on the 47-yard line. Quick pass complete to number 14 for a new set of downs, and that was DK Metcalf again.
That's what you want to see, right? You know, you don't always have to have an amazing, like, you know, just F it bomb down the field like Russell Wilson. You know, he loves those bombs. He's very good deep ball thrower. Sometimes you just need to pick up the yards, and that's why you have DK, sure hands.
All right, and complete to number 16, Tyler Lockett, the wide receiver.
Their two most important players, DK Metcalf, on the offensive side, besides, you know, Russ Wilson, their two most important receivers, I should say. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, really dangerous. Glad Russell Wilson has these two players.
And he needs it. He definitely needs it. Timeout is called. No score on the board. And it's 2nd and 3, ball on the 23-yard line.
You know, while there's a minute left, I just want to mention the fact that this Seahawks team, you know, they were doing so well in the beginning of that game. We're doing dangerous things, but then guess what? Derrick Henry turned the heck on, had 200-something yards of offense by himself, 180 yards rushing, and 55 yards receiving. And this dude doesn't even receive balls like that, Derrick Henry. So for him to have this performance, it's no wonder why the Seahawks lost. That's a monster. I'm talking about monster performance.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is just a bulldozer, just a breathing bulldozer. 3rd and 3, ball on the 23-yard line. Got less than a minute left of the first half. Russell Wilson trying to find something, but found nothing. Timeout is called.
Sometimes it's just good to get closer to the line of scrimmage and to live another day. So that's what he did. Make it easier for this kicker as he warms up. Get some points on this board because this game has been flying. We're already halfway through it being over.
Right. All of that is because of time constraints, of course. Normally it would be a 6-minute game, but time is limited. The kick is up, and the kick is good for the first points of the game. Now the score, Seattle Seahawks 3, Minnesota Vikings 0.
Yeah, it's a low-scoring game, but that's A-okay. I don't believe this game will be low-scoring. I actually feel this will be another back-and-forth game where the Vikings will really have to prove how real they are. And by the Vikings, I mean particularly Kirk Cousins. You know, he's been up and down as a player. He's had moments of brilliance. He's had moments of, not so much. So I know he's been beefing with his head coach for a second, especially, over, the COVID protocols and everything like that. We'll see if they can get into sanctimonious harmony, because this team really needs to turn their record around, or else they'll get lost in the dust.
Absolutely, and for the sake of the season, they definitely need to be in unison. All right, here comes the kick, and here comes the return. Broke a few tackles, but ended up on the 29-yard line.
This team definitely is explosive enough with 42 seconds, 2 timeouts left to make some plays. Let's see if Justin Jefferson can get open for a big play. We haven't heard his name so far a lot yet.
No, not yet. But just like all the other wide receivers, all Justin Jefferson needs is opportunity.
Yep. He give this dude an inch and he will go the distance. I promise you.
All right, 1st and 10 ball on the 29-yard line. Here comes the snap. Here comes the pressure. Cousins now taking his time this time. Oh, so close.
And that's what they need, right? They need that pass rush. We talked about it earlier in the game. They hadn't been getting to the quarterback, but you put pressure on the pocket quarterback. He doesn't have a rushing ability like Kirk Cousins. You're spelling danger. He can't operate like that. Get that pressure.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And better be careful. That was almost a roughing the passer.
And you know what, Spillage? That's one of the new rules that they're calling super close. I've seen Tom Brady. It seemed like he just got blown on. His feet got blown on. Boom. They're giving them a penalty for roughing the passer. So you have to make sure that you have patience as a defensive lineman, because basically almost everything you could do, you could get a penalty attached to it.
I mean, as a defensive tackler back in high school, listen, you can't help but to be overeager and get your hands on the QB.
Yeah.
And complete to number 19, wide receiver Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen, man, that's a good, dependable player. They have really good wideouts on this team, on this Vikings team. With 20 seconds to go, no timeouts though. I don't know about Kirk Cousins' ability, on your own 48-yard line. I don't know about his ability to get some points on the board. Hopefully I'm wrong.
1st and 10 ball on the 48-yard line, near the midfield, and here comes number 10, and that was Benson Mayowa for the great sack.
They're coming through after all, after being quiet, not really shown earlier in this game. The defensive line coming through, putting pressure on Kirk Cousins, and look at that, a frustrated coach. 0 points, a goose egg for this Viking squad, but 3 for this Seattle Seahawks squad. A very low scoring, but still exciting game.
Well, holding the ball for so long finally came back to bite them.
Yep.
And that was what a great way to end the first half, because guess who received the ball again? Minnesota.
Minnesota. So it wasn't that bad to take a sack right there. I know that they're hoping that they're in paradise, as you hear that in the background, hoping that they could go to the end zone. They're just looking for that consistency on offense. They had a great game against Arizona, going back and forth with each other. I think this team can do some dangerous things as long as they get that consistency going.
And number 15, Amir Smith-Morissette, got crushed on the 24-yard line. So here comes Kirk Cousins.
I think they it needs to go to Dalvin Cook a little bit more. We saw explosive plays from him earlier, a little bit earlier in the game. We need some more of that because they have opportunity to feast with him. He's one of their most important players.
Absolutely, absolutely. First and 10, ball on the 24-yard line. Will they listen to you, Bordy? Let's find out. All right, quick pass complete to number 89. And that was Chris Herndon.
Ah, yes, the ex-Jet. You know, they had been looking for a tight end on the Vikings for a long time. I'll tell you what, Chris Herndon hasn't had much success on the Jets, but I think he will have a little bit more moderate success on Minnesota. He's not a world-breaking tight end, but he is a very good one, can get you some yards like he did just now.
All right, second and inches, ball on the 33-yard line. Here come handoff. And, Devin Cook got stopped immediately by number 97. Wow. And that was Poona Ford.
Poona coming to you, right? Ooh, really trucked over him like a Ford Bronco. That is really interesting to see from Dalvin Cook. We wanted him to go to it. Didn't get that, but I hope they go to him again because I think he could pick up this first.
And almost, I think he gained enough. No, 14 inches. What a stop by number 2. Wow, great job.
Yeah, DJ Reed coming through. This is a third-year player out of Kansas State, and that's really good for this Seahawks defense because, like I said, the Seahawks defense has been it's good, kind of bad. You like those good fortified stops, especially against the baller, absolute baller like Dalvin Cook. Now, 4th and inches, would you go for it, Spillidge? Because it turns out that this team is not.
I'm surprised the coach didn't challenge that.
Yeah. I would challenge that probably. I would at least hurry up. I'd do a quarterback sneak, you know. I think kicking away is a little bit of a, we talked about the big cojones. That's a small cojones move, okay?
Oh, man. First and 10, ball on the 23-yard line. That was a great stop by Seattle's defense. And so far, Minnesota haven't scored yet, and we're in the middle of the third quarter. All right, pressure's coming. Deep pass to number 81. And my goodness, he tried to truck him. But Gerald Everett with an amazing completion. And, the chains are moving to the other side of the field.
There's that Seahawks offense that we are looking for. You know, one thing Russell Wilson loves to do is to air out the ball. So getting some nice chunk plays off of a player that's not Lockett or Metcalf is great for this offense. It sets up even easier looks for Lockett and Metcalf in the future.
First and 10, ball on the midfield. And here comes Wilson. Almost picked off. Wow.
Russ has had up and down. His only incompletions, he only has 4 incompletions, and 2 of them were almost picks. He's going to need to calm it down. You don't have to cook all the time, Russ. Remember, you still got those legs. You still have some great players. Look at somebody else.
Second and 10, ball midfield. Deep sharpshooting pass to number 14. And that was DK Metcalf. DK.
You know, you talked about that sharp precision pass. Move those chains. That's what the Seahawks want.
And Russell Wilson threw a dart straight to number 14's hands for a new set of downs. First and 10, ball on the 29-yard line, and the Seahawks once again are driving.
Now, this defense for the for the Minnesota Vikings isn't quite what it used to be, but it's still really good when you have players like, Anthony Barr doing some work. That's something that you'd love to see right there. You know what I'm talking about? So, you have all these players. Hopefully they can make some stops. Rashard Breeland, all of them. Patrick Peterson, he's great. you're going to want these players to really step it up because the Seahawks team could be dangerous if not.
If you were a defensive coordinator, you got to be sweating bullets right now because here comes another complete pass to number 89, and that was Will Dissly, the secondary tight end.
Yeah, you got to be sweating bullets because you have Russell Wilson on one side, but I feel a little bit, of serenity, a little bit of peace when you have someone like Patrick Peterson back there in that outfield, making sure that he's directing players, making sure that he can get them to in the best position possible to intercept the ball because that dude, a ball hawk.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball on the 18-yard line. Got less than a minute left in the third. Here comes the pass. And here comes, and the tight end didn't get there on time for the completion. Incomplete.
Yeah, with only a couple more seconds in this third quarter, a second down to 10, you don't have to rush anything. I'm surprised, though, that they're not using the rushing game more often. Ain't nothing that the gum chewer known as Pete Carroll loves more than rushing that ball. I expect to see that in this next play.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10, ball on 18-yard line. Pressure's coming. Westbrook with a complete pass to number 16.
And there you go. It's Tyler Lockett. And see, when you expect a run, what do? Play action, then get it to your wide receiver. Could have been a touchdown if not for that shoestring tackle by that player. Good job on that.
1st and goal, ball on the 4-yard line. Can the Seahawks score? And almost. And that was Chris Carson, number 32, drove the ball straight to the 1-yard line. And if the Seahawks scores one more time, then the Vikings are in trouble.
They definitely are because they have not been able to move the ball down the field. Dalvin Cook has not had much success running down the field. Kirk Cousins hasn't been the most accurate. Justin Jefferson has been quiet as a church mouse. So they really want to see a change in tide. But you have the Seahawks team. 2nd down and goal with 1 yard left. It's going to be hard for this Vikings defense to stop this.
Absolutely, because if they score again, they'll be behind 2 possessions. So defense need to stop here. Number 32. Oh, my goodness, what a stop right there by number 76. And Eric Kendricks with an amazing play.
That's what you love to see right there. Just because it's difficult doesn't mean that it's not possible. The Vikings making a stand on goal line, making it 4 yards. So that takes out the possibility of a run with this team. Now Russ is definitely going to have to cook to make sure that they get into the end zone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and 3rd and goal. Ball on the 4-yard line. All right. And I do apologize for the technical difficulties we're experiencing right now. Passes up and touchdown, Seattle Seahawks. And that was number 85, Mabry, with the touchdown.
What did I say was so nice? It is nice when you're not only depending on DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, but mobile quarterbacks, what do they love more than anything? It's the tight end. So good job by Marbury. They're missing Jimmy Graham. They used to have some amazing players at tight end in Seattle, but it's A-okay because, hey, he's getting to the pay dirt anyway.
Absolutely, the kick is up and it's good for a 10-point lead. The score, Seattle Seahawks 10, Minnesota Vikings nothing. And right now, the U.S. Bank Stadium is awfully quiet right now.
Oh no, they just did the Guinea Force dab, a dab in the camera, really showing off, you know? So I really do love that. They have the ability, but you gotta watch out, right? The NFL, they've been really liberal with these taunting calls, okay? They've been throwing it just because you're happy you got a first down. Spillidge, talk a little bit about that. How do you feel about the NFL going after taunting plays?
I'll gladly address this. I'm not a fan at all. It takes the fun right out of the sport, period.
Yes. Yeah, no. I believe it was a player from the Browns. As soon as he scored the football, he did a little robot maneuver where he just placed it down and then just went back up and then, acted like, I have no emotions, I have no feelings. I don't know if that's what the NFL wants them to do, but what the fans want is they want excitement. They like celebrations. We loved the celebration rules last year. Why would you make taunting rules even more of an emphasis this year? It makes no sense.
But that's how you really stick it to the officials. Like when you do press conferences after the game and with the press asks you questions, the only response is, does not compute. Does not compute. Loading answer to question.
Not being automatic, right? Not being automatic. Like Kirk Cousins.
They don't want us to have any emotions whatsoever. They just want them to just play, and that's it.
Ain't nothing that the NFL loves more than punishing its own players for just existing, all right? And that's exactly what they tend to do. Dalvin Cook almost got punished in that play, batted the ball down. Kirk Cousins, incomplete.
All right, 3rd and 6, ball on the 29-yard line. And Minnesota need to make a play quick, fast, in a hurry.
Oh, quick, fast, in a hurry indeed. 3rd down, 3 minutes, 18 seconds left. This is 4th down territory, but we talked about the lack of cojones. I don't know if they don't get this, if they'll do it. But we don't have to matter. Kirk Cousins gets the completion anyway. 1st down, Vikings.
And that was Justin Jefferson, number 18, with a complete pass. And he definitely has the cojones to catch that. I thought it was double coverage. Did he drop? Oh, he didn't. Okay, yes. So despite tight coverage, he has the cojones to catch the football anyway. 1st and 10, ball on the 44-yard line. But they need to hurry up because the clock is ticking.
The clock is ticking. Go back to Justin because he's been a great receiver for you.
And immediately, number 33, Dalvin Cook, was taken down by dangerous Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner. You're glad. You don't want to throw to your running back in those situations with Bobby Wagner right there because your running back might not get up. Bobby can hit, boy.
Yeah. 2nd and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Oh, there's a flag on the play. Looks like defense got a little bit overeager. Let's find out what the penalty is. Ooh.
That's something you don't want if you're a Vikings fan at all.
And Brian O'Neill just made things a little bit more difficult for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, it's already bad that you're down 2 scores, 2 minutes left. It's going to be damn near impossible to really get the yardage that you do it. You don't need an offensive lineman making you go back even farther.
2nd and 20, ball on the 33-yard line. And quick pass to Dalvin Cook. And he was shoved out of bounds for the stop of the clock.
Look, I understand taking what's there, and that is a sideline opportunity, so that's good to stop the clock. But you really need to be looking further down the field if you're Kirk Cousins. You can't just dump it off to Dalvin Cook. You need to be aggressive. Be aggressive.
All right, quick pass, and where was he running to? Don't know, but a 2-minute warning coming up.
Maybe he was running to the locker room because he can smell that this is almost over.
Now it's 4th and 17. They have to go for it. They have to go for it if they're serious enough about winning. You got zone pressure on the other side. Let's see what's going to happen. Deep pass, and oh! turnover on downs.
Oh, gosh. You know, you go to your gimme, you go to Justin Jefferson. Kirk Cousins doesn't make the best throw, so he has to lean a little bit towards the defender. And guess what that defender does? Kicks that ball out the hands. Justin Jefferson feels bad about his play, but, you know, that was more on Kirk Cousins. Throw a better ball that has an opportunity.
Well, you know that sound from The Price is Right when the contestant loses. Womp, 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 womp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the epitome of the Vikings offense in this game, honestly. Just disappointment, missed opportunities, and just sadness. Just sadness.
1st and 10, ball on the but it doesn't matter because now the Vikings have no choice but to burn timeouts to at least stand a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, you know, they'll have to make a stop in this one. A first down effectively makes this over, right? But, you know, if they get a stop, you know, they have to go down the field with probably, a minute left when you burn out all those timeouts, minute 30 if they're really good. And, you know, get an onside kick. The odds are really hard.
And wisely, they handed it off to the running back, and just to force another second timeout for the Minnesota Vikings. So if you were Minnesota, you would hope and pray that that Russell Wilson will make a crucial mistake for a pick six.
Well, if he gets a pick six, that's wonderful. I'm hoping that he does a conservative pass right there to milk out the clock because it's obvious they're going for pass. Oh no, is that a first down? Well, if it's a first down, that is effectively game over. They have no timeouts. They can sit on this one with 1 minute and 41 seconds left. It's basically the Seahawks' path to victory.
So cue the Vince McMahon theme song because the Vikings have no chance.
No chance in this one, no chance. But do they have a chance during Sunday? Do you feel that the Vikings end up falling to the hands of defeat from the Seahawks?
Well, I can tell you this one, Bordy. It will be back and forth between both teams.
Yeah.
I will say that defense will prevail for the Seahawks.
Yeah, defense will prevail. This AI is playing some risky games. All he needs to do is do some quarterback kneels and you'll eat up that time. But maybe they wanted to actually, pump the stats for that one. I feel like the Seahawks, after, almost losing last game, they turn it around and really make sure that they're up in these standings because they're in the NFC West, and that is a crazy bloodbath, all right? They need a win in order to make sure they can get to the playoffs. I feel like they win, but it's back and forth, and somehow the Vikings find a way to lose at the last second.
All right, and that should do it for the final score. Seattle's 10, Minnesota nothing for a complete shutout. So for the closing, go ahead and remind everyone how to donate to the people of Haiti.
Yes, to donate to the people of Haiti, I want you to go to rlffom.org, rlffom.org. That is the Rose L. Fortune Faith Outreach Ministry. That is one of the various charities. Trust me, there are plenty of charities that will help directly the people of Haiti. They are not going towards the profits, are not going towards the people on the border, unfortunately, but they are going to school children in need of empowerment through education and community development. We're trying to build a new cafeteria. Unfortunately, the earthquakes really did a number on the schooling housing unit. So hopefully with your donations, we can make sure that we at least give something to those in Haiti and those in need.
Absolutely. And our prayers and thoughts goes to them and the refugees as well. So yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this stream. Be sure to tune in on tomorrow at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Central Time on Spot On Sports Channel on YouTube to see the replay of this amazing stream. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Spillidge, Boredy McBored signing out. You all have a great day. Please be safe. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
Bye.